Good morning, everyone. Happy Tuesday. I am coming on this morning. I know it's early. I'm coming in during right after my meditation and prayer time. When I first get up in the morning, I'm an early riser, guys. I tend to be up really early. And, yesterday was just such a really crazy day after everything that went on the Academy Awards, and I had to log out of social media yesterday when things just get crazy and everyone is just, triggered. We have to understand that people are hurting. Everybody's hurting on just different levels, different degrees, but people are hurting really badly. And you guys have heard me say this again and again in videos that 90% of people are not, self-aware. 90% of people are not healed. Their healing takes self-awareness. Good morning, Jazzy Jeff. Good morning, everyone, as you're coming on. Healing yourself and working on yourself takes a lot of self-awareness. It takes a lot of introspection. And there's this statistic by scientists that say that 85 to 90% of people are not emotionally self-aware. And one of the things I wanted to point out this morning, I've worked with a lot of leaders. I work with a lot of celebrities. In my line of work of being a life coach and a love coach, I've worked with a lot of people. I've been on a lot of different platforms. I've been around a lot of people that you guys would consider celebrities or very highly successful people professionally. And that's why I love Bob Marley. A lot of unhealed and hurt people walking around. And one of the things that I've discovered good morning, Nick, in a lot of my work over a decade of coaching is that people tend to think that celebrities or people with money are so different from you in that they're not emotionally or mentally struggling. And that's just simply not true. Just because someone has a certain level of success that you esteem or look up to financially or professionally, or they've pursued their dreams in a certain area of life and they have, manifested success in that area, that doesn't mean that they are whole or healed in every other area of their life. And when I see things happen like what happened Sunday, and I absolutely love Will and Jada, what I see differently maybe than what others, how they would see it, and everyone's got an opinion, right? I saw a man who was emotionally triggered. I saw a man that is hurting. I had to log out of social media because I'm tapping into the pain. I'm feeling it, seeing it, sensing it, right? The unhealed aspects of his life. And what we just watched was that pain spilling over into his professional life. Professional life. We just witnessed someone being triggered emotionally and personally in a professional setting. Professional setting. I'm talking about Will, Tyler. I'm not talking about Chris. Chris wasn't doing anything different than what Chris Rock does. He's a comedian. He makes fun of everybody. Comedians jones on and kid and roast everybody. Everybody. That's not the point. How often have you ever seen a comedian roasting people the way they do from every small platform to large platform? Comedians roast everybody. And that's what they do. People know if you don't want to be roasted, don't sit in the front row seat of a comedy show on any level. Comedians roast people. What we witnessed was Will Smith's pain, Will Smith's unhealed areas of his life spilling over into his professional life. That's what we witnessed. Okay, this is some perspective. How many times have you ever seen someone getting roasted, man or woman, go up on a stage and hit a comedian for roasting them or roasting their friend that's with them or roasting their girlfriend or roasting your wife that's with them? How many comedy shows have you witnessed or even attended where you've actually seen someone go up on stage and smack the comedian for roasting people, which is what they get paid to do? Here, Q, I'm not overlooking anything. I'm not overlooking anything. What I'm saying to you, Q, right? What I'm saying to you is that Will Smith has checks that get written to him. There are people who write his checks. Will Smith doesn't create his income all on his own. Will Smith is the employee of movie production companies. Everyone sitting in that room. See, in the audience seats, right? In the audience seats, when we're sitting back and you're looking at celebrities, you forget that these people rarely have income that is independent of someone else, of a company. Are you guys listening to me? What you witnessed was the equivalent of you going to your job and the people at your job, maybe an equal, maybe you're the vice president or you're the director at your company at a corporate job. And there's a vice president or another director at your job that you don't like. And you go into work. There you go, Q. After 30 years of spotless behavior, I'm not adding to the pile-on, he lost his cool. Let's just own that. That Will lost his cool. Okay? And what caused him to lose his cool? What caused him? Pain. Triggered. Ray Catherine says, witnessed a man overreact to prove he's a man because he hasn't dealt with the inadequacy he felt after she strayed. I'm going to go a little deeper with it for you, Ray Catherine. We're witnessing a trigger after not dealing with years and years of disrespect. See, Will is so successful professionally, guys. But if you go back over the years, there's always been this cookie crumb trail pointing to all the issues in his marriage, pointing to the issues in his personal relationship. It didn't just start with red table talk and admitting to an entanglement with August Alsina. That's not when that started. What you're witnessing is stuff becoming public. There's stuff that's going on in that relationship. There's a dynamic in the relationship, right? And literally what you're witnessing is a man who's been experiencing humiliation, shame, guilt, disrespect. He has been the butt of how many jokes for years? When it comes to her, he's been the butt of how many, right? People, men looking down on him, emotional memes of him crying. How much has he been attacked and joked on and put down? How often have you heard these rumors of this open relationship? He wasn't mad at Chris Rock. He got triggered. Will's mad at Will. Will's hurting. He's hurting. And for anybody who can't see that, that's right, Erica, emasculated to the millionth power. And what we have to remember, guys, is that we are human. We're all human. All of us are human. When my husband and I got married, and then he realized this public side of my life where I have a YouTube channel, and he realized that I would do videos and people would come for me. And listen, guys, when you are in the public eye, when you are someone who has a platform and people have access to you and you get a lot of attention, I've been called a whore, a cunt, a slut, a witch, a bitch. I've been called every name under the sun. NRS Beauty and Wellness, I lost it at work before. I was dealing with ish, right? Carrie Pope, as my husband, pissed. He would see these comments on videos. He would get defensive of me. Your partner is going to feel defensive. Your partner is going to want to protect you. But that's not what you just witnessed. What you witnessed is a man who is struggling in his relationship, who feels like he can't get it right. And what do people do when they're struggling to find their ground, when they're emotionally imbalanced, when they're not confident in an area? You overcorrect. You do too much. You do too little. And so at the end of the day, I'm going to make my point I was making before. What we witnessed was like you going into your job and smacking. If you're the vice president of sales, it's like you going in and smacking the vice president of customer service in front of the people who sign your checks, in front of the people that guarantee your income, the way you feed your children, what pays for your bills and your houses and your car. The people who sign your checks, who have to be able to trust you to be a professional, trust you to be responsible, honorable, respectful. They have to be able to trust you to be the principal in their movies and projects, to represent their movie production network companies. This is for any professional on any level. There's people who are signing the checks. And that's what we witnessed. You don't think Carrie wanted to go online and go in the comments and go off on people who are calling me names and talking about me? You don't think when I first started out and the first time I got called a bitch, a witch, a cunt online that I wasn't triggered or hurt? See, part of the responsibility of what you deal with in the public eye is money comes and you're wealthy and you're popular and you're famous. But guess what? There's a downside. The downside is that you have to develop thick skin. You have to get used to people talking about you, attacking you. That just happens every day. You ever go in the comments on people's videos on Instagram or pictures before their team goes in and starts deleting negative comments? Have you ever gone in and read the comments on celebrities? The threads on celebrities before their team is deleting things? People are nasty. People are mean. Listen, if you're in the public eye, you have to develop thick skin. That's what you witnessed was Will choosing the wrong moment. The wrong moment. Posh Alliance says he wasn't telling Chris to keep his wife's name out of his mouth. He was talking to the world. And listen, Rob Moore, I don't agree with you at all on my wife's protector. Where he did it was wrong. Where he did it was wrong. But your wife needs to know you are going to protect her no matter what. Enough is enough. Okay, Rob, I want you to do exactly what Will just did and put your money on the line that pays your mortgage and puts food in your kid's mouth. There is a place and time for correction. There's a place and time. And it's definitely never okay. Definitely never okay to put your hands on somebody. And anybody who doesn't understand that doesn't understand if you have a life that is valuable and you don't want to be in jail, how are you going to protect your family in jail? You're legally not allowed to assault people. Assault people. If Chris had decided to press charges, Will would be in a whole different type of trouble. And I guess there's some people who just ain't got nothing to lose. There's some people who you just willing to risk it all out of some level of type of thought around masculinity. Q says a misdemeanor. But if he went to jail, Q, and we're still waiting to see what the Academy Awards are going to do, and you're talking about a woman who hasn't protected him. See, let me give you my honest opinion. Straight up. I believe that Will married a woman when they were younger. They were younger. He married a woman that he doesn't necessarily, he's in love. He loves her. He loves his children. He loves his family. Will is a big-hearted man. He loves hard. He wrote in his book about his mother being abused by his father. He comes from a place of abuse in his childhood. He is a sensitive soul. He's an artist. I believe that many marriages, you guys, and this is just from my own experience coaching people, back to clients. Let's go back to clients. There are people who I know who have been married 20 plus years, who made a choice when they were in their 20s and 30s that are no longer a fit for who they are now. And they try the best they can to hold these marriages and relationships together. But I believe what we witness in their relationship, and nobody knows what goes on behind closed doors. All we can go by is what they've shared publicly. And what they've shared publicly is that we see a consistent theme in that Will somehow is the one who's being disrespected, cheated on, disrespected. I believe he is somebody who has found himself in a relationship with someone who maybe likes a slightly different type of man. So he, as successful as he is, he feels like he's not enough for her. He feels like he can never make her happy. He feels as if he's got to constantly be trying to run circles to make her happy. Because he would probably honestly be happier with someone who was slightly different, and so would she. But you stay in these situations. That's right, Erica. Tupac and Will Smith are definitely two different type of men. August Alsina and Will Smith are two entirely different types of men. And then you bring your husband on your show to talk about your affair, and he's sitting at a table crying in front of the world. Do we understand what that does to a man? Most men never, ever get therapy, get help. You're already hurting. As a wife, do you think that it's that he did something? No, Q, that's not always the case. You have got women who just struggle to be wives, who struggle to be faithful, struggle to be with someone, especially if that someone is not organically somebody they're really attracted to and who they want. We have witnessed him consistently be attacked. And then the outcry from men, especially black men who are supporting what he just did, is because the part of you as men that saw him so emasculated and disgraced, crying on that show, and all the memes of him that went out and went viral of him crying, there's that part of your masculinity, that part of you as men that feel like this is part of him redeeming himself. This is him taking back his strength, taking back his power. Because you watched him for years and you probably pitied him. You have probably been embarrassed for him. You want him to win. You want him to get his power back. But that's not how you do it. I see an emotionally abused man. I'm just going to say what I've said privately for the past few days. What I see is a hurting, emotionally abused man. That's what spiritual life coach, love coach, relationship coach, woman who's been coaching and helping people for over a decade. What I see is an emotionally abused and damaged man. That's what I see. A man doesn't have to do what he just did in order to be respected. If my husband was sitting next to me and somebody, the whole thing is toxic. The whole relationship is jacked up. The whole dynamics of the relationship is jacked up. Jada's got the power. All the power. Let me tell you something I would have done to protect my husband. What we don't see is her protecting him. Him. We're so busy talking about him protecting her. What about her protecting him? If I even felt my husband get ready to get his $350 million ass out of that seat at the front row of the Academy Awards, I would have grabbed his arm so fast. I know my husband. I know him. I know he's protective. I know that he is fiercely protective of our family, of me. I would have snatched him back in that seat so fast. Baby, calm down. I'm fine. I'm the sexiest G.I. Jane looking bitch this whole place has ever seen. Baby, you better sit your butt back down in that chair. Don't you ruin this night. Don't you let this get you. What did Denzel say? At your highest moments, the enemy's coming for you. Don't you dare let this ruin this amazing night. Don't you, baby, you have worked too hard. Worked your ass off. Because see, this is the difference, Q. That's not emasculation. That's called empowerment in your relationship. When a man is respected privately and he is loved and honored privately, he knows. Because I know in how I treat him and honor him and respect him when nobody's looking, that the only opinion who matters is mine. He's going to honor my opinion of him before anybody else. And that's what love looks like. That's what true partnership looks like. Secure enough to not have to tarnish, 30 years of work on the biggest stage, on the biggest night of his life. Only the third black man to ever even get that award. Knowing you should have had it coming years before for other movies and projects he's done. He's a phenomenal actor. I'm praising Carrie and honoring Carrie. What I'm saying to you is that what you're not catching on to. He's emasculated at home. He's emasculated publicly. This is what you're not catching on to. Is that when you love someone who is not respectful and as protective of you as you are of them, you are going to constantly get caught with your pants down. You're going to constantly get caught with the short end of the stick. All we're seeing is the public symptoms of their toxic love. I don't believe that she loves him on the level he deserves to be loved. You guys think because celebrities are so rich that they've got it so figured out. Oh no, Q. Serious question. When did you notice the issues? Before August, I thought they were perfect. No, there had been articles that mentioned them being in an open marriage. There have been articles that mentioned, and then when she got her platform for the Red Table Talk, and she begins to talk more about the dynamics of their marriage and all of the issues, there's a depth. Guys, I don't know this. But what I'm saying to you is the spirit of what I feel when I would listen and watch and read things is that she's the one who was antsy. She's the one not happy. She's the one who's not happy with just him. She's the one who has, I think, some tendencies that she brought into the relationship that then can I tell you how many couples I've encountered over the years where the wife is bisexual or the wife is a little more freaky and she's wanting threesomes, she's wanting open relationships, she's wanting to screw other people. Don't think it's just always the men, ladies. Do not think it's always the men. And then it's applied. Can I tell you how many couples have come over the years where the man is trying to hold the marriage together after all of these threesomes and cheating and openness and all this stuff that he's tried to be open to because he's trying to keep her and he wants to make her happy. And there you go, Erica. She really wants the bad boy but married the safe good boy option. That's what I'm going to add to your statement. She married the good boy, but she has a taste for bad boys. You married the good guy. And what happens in those situations to good men is they get abused. They get taken advantage of. There was probably a point a long time ago where Will should have walked away, and he didn't. Good men and good women go through the exact same things. Miss Wheaton says, I guess I'm confused because he's cheated too. He said he wasn't innocent in the Red Table Talk interview. Why is Jada getting all the flack? So Miss Wheaton, can I explain also something to you that I picked up on? There's a whole thing in these marriages where they go make these choices to go be open, or threesomes and all this sexual stuff that they decide to do. But there is always one of the partners who wants that more than the other. But then when you open up Pandora's box, the good person, the good-hearted, God-hearted, big-hearted, heart-centered, love-centered person doesn't really want to do these things. But now they open themselves up. They're trying to please their partner. So guess what? They go do these things too. Now, so when he says, I've done things too, I'm not innocent. Yeah, he has. He's owning it. But what I'm saying to you is that Jada is the partner who's more into that than him. Now, then he feels guilty because he's not spotless. He's not innocent. He's an adult. He made adult decisions. And he can't take it back, but he didn't go fall in love with someone. He didn't start tripping and go find himself in a whole entanglement because he loves his wife. He loves his wife. She doesn't want, that's right, she doesn't want a traditional marriage. And thank you, Seema. Guess what? We never heard one thing about his cheating in the public eye. He didn't dishonor her in public. That part. At the end of the day, he's hurting. He's hurting. I want you to be my wife. Baby, I'm already taken. Mr. Pope. Sorry. You got to go find somebody else. Guys, one of the things that I'll say to this is that being a wife, a good wife, loving your man, honoring him, it is private. It's behind the scenes. It's the things you'll never see. It's building him up. Building him up. Loving him at his lowest. Believing in him at his worst. Listen, behind the scenes, good wives, women who love their husbands, are back there loving, supporting, sewing, encouraging, even bringing correction in love. Baby, you can do better than that. You are this. You are amazing. You deserve it. Let's go. You're building your man up behind the scenes. And that's not what Will has. Night before last, when I went to bed, I prayed for Will in my sleep. My spirit was praying for Will. Praying for him. Why? Why is my spirit engaged in trying to cover him? Because he's hurting. And anybody who's missing that is missing the cry for help, missing how deeply and how jacked up this is, and how much that sucks. Sucks. For someone to be at the height of their professional career, the height of their financial success, but because of the person they chose to be with and being unequally yoked, that's what it really means. Not going in the same direction, not having common heart. Hurting. Fellas, the woman you choose to be with is the most important decision you will ever make in your life. She can make or break you. Literally. Make or break you emotionally, psychologically, financially, spiritually. She can make or break you. Empaths, coaches, you know what I'm talking about. I could barely sleep. I held him. I had to get off social media yesterday. I couldn't take it. Why? I can't sit down his pain. Couldn't sit it down. I just have to distance myself. I'm not his life coach. I work with a lot of leaders and celebrities, but I'm not his life coach. Q says, can you imagine if Jada mentions Tupac again or insults him again? I think we may cancel this woman. You think this will help them? He was a bad boy. Listen, I think that at the end of the day, the people closest to Will need to be supporting him in getting help. He needs help. He needs therapy. He needs help. I think that that's the accountability that has to be put in place. His decision to stay or leave is always going to be on him, but it is up to him. My husband told me in listening and reading his book, Will's book, that the pain, you can feel and see the pain between the lines. You can read it, feel it, see it. Some of the unhealed pain. And Will is a phenomenal man. Phenomenal man. But everybody's hurting. I titled the video, Celebrities Are Hurting. Everybody's hurting on just different levels, guys. Just different levels. And I pray that you all get the help you need before you're triggered in a really crucial moment of your life that has the potential to sabotage everything you've worked for, has the potential to sabotage your money, your success, your dreams. You deserve the love that you keep trying to give away to everyone else. You deserve that love. You deserve it for yourself. It starts with you taking the time to focus on you. Yes, Yolanda. When I saw the consolation from Tyler and Denzel, I thought these men need to support him emotionally as well. He needs space to express his pain. And for all of you guys who are coaches or are thinking about becoming coaches, this is the work we do. I've worked with celebrities and leaders. Chris is mature. I thought his statement, guys, I felt Chris's compassion. See, before y'all bash Chris Rock, he was just doing what comedians do. But I'm telling you, in his statement that he released apologizing, I felt his compassion. I felt that he felt Will's pain. Even in his response. Listen, coaches, life coaches, we have a lot of work to do. We have a lot of work to do. People need help. People need help. People are hurting. People are hurting. If you know you're called to help people, you know you're called to help heal people, make sure you're in my coaching certification this summer. Make sure you're doing what you need to be doing to become a coach, to get in position. Because we need more healers. We need healers. We need people who are willing to step up in leadership. Leadership. In order to help heal all this pain that's going on in the world. We need leadership. Healers need to step up. to do our part. So if you're wanting to become a coach, make sure you click the link in my bio to take my certification. I'm only offering it one time this year, guys. I have to be ready to go back to filming. But make sure you take my certification this summer so I can work with you to help you learn how to start a successful life coaching business. For those of you personally who are hurting and you know you need to work on yourself, you can also click the link in my bio to take the Work Masterclass, because we all have to do our work. Do you guys know I take a healing course from other healers every year? I actually invest in my own healing. I have a therapist, and I go and take other spiritual healers' spiritual courses, their healing courses for me every year. Every year. Healing is ongoing. It never stops. As a leader, it is my responsibility to work on me at all times so that I can show up the best of my ability to my fullest potential. We have to work on ourselves non-stop. Reading books, therapy, coaching courses, healing courses, meditation, prayer, journaling, all of it. All of it. For my Abundant Life coaches, my certified Abundant Life coaches, we're finally releasing the master's program and the leadership program. So look for that. For all of my certified Abundant Life coaches all over the world, look for an email that's going to come to offer you the next level leadership certification to get your master's as a life coach. So that, because we're preparing to launch the Abundant Life app, so that you're able to be one of our coaches that takes clients on the app. Okay, so for my certified Abundant Life coaches, make sure you look for that email because it's coming soon. And if you're wanting to be a master life coach, make sure you first take our first level certification, because you have to have that before you can take our master class for masters in life coaching. All right. Oh, Howork says, thank you for being a bright light. I'm in your healing course and it has awakened me in ways I never expected. Thank you so much, sweetheart. We get so much incredible feedback for the Work Masterclass, guys. Make sure you do the work. That's why it's called The Work. Make sure you take the course, work on yourself. It's a spiritual healing course. All right. I love you guys. Pray for Will. Pray for Jada. They need prayer. They need support. They need help. Pray for them. Pray for them. Sending light and love. I love you guys. Blessings in abundance. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.